Short course, short course, not short. Short.
It's pouring. I'm soaked. Had to rearrange some layers. Wish I wouldn't have dropped off my jacket. Hey there, welcome to another Two Wheeled Wednesdays. I'm up in Yachats, Oregon, on Oregon's Central Coast, and we're here for the West Coast Gravl race. I've got my support crew here with me, and I rode this course last October, and it's pretty nice. Today's going to be a little different. The weather's not quite the same. But here's a map of today's route. We start out in Yachats and head south on Highway 101 for almost 3 miles before heading up Forest Service Road 55, and it's time to climb. About 3/4 of a mile from Highway 101 is the start of the timed section, and the race is on. After about 11 miles of climbing on a mix of pavement and gravel, we head north on Forest Service Road 58, which drops us onto Yachats River Road. From there, it's a paved and flat 5 miles or so to the end of the time section, and then another 4.5 miles back to the start-finish area. All in all, it's about 33 miles round trip with somewhere around 3,400 feet of climbing. Okay, well, it's early, and they're not quite set up yet, so I got time to dink around with my bike and then go check in and get registered. Talk to you soon. Okay, so I got my number, I got my timing chip, and as this is a race, I'm not going to have a handlebar mount for my camera. I'm not going to stop and take drive-by photos, but I will have it mounted to my helmet. But I'm not going to have any microphone, so we'll be doing some voiceover narration back in the studio. So my goals for the race are to finish the time section in 2.5 hours and to do the whole loop in 3 hours. We'll see how it goes. My mantra for this is ride fast, have fun. Okay, that's it. See you at the finish.
Yep, we're doing it.
The ride through Yachats and down Highway 101 was a nice warm-up with a bit of climbing up and around Cape Perpetua. There were a couple of sprinkles, but it wasn't really raining, just enough to leave some drops on the camera lens. Just before the start of the time section, everybody pulled over, caught their breath, and got race ready. I dropped off my rain jacket, beanie, and warm waterproof gloves with the starter, just like I had planned. It was my first big mistake.
Hey,
Here we go. We're off. It's the start.
First gravel race of any length.
Right on. Where are you guys from?
Portland.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
Gold Beach.
All right, not that far.
We were just there over the holiday.
The long climb meant for some pleasant conversations. The wet weather was holding off, and everybody was in a friendly mood. There was a great vibe going on that climb. Cool.
How many times have you done this race?
This is my first time.
Oh,
Wow.
cool. Ours too.
Good luck, have fun.
Thanks. See you at the finish.
Yes. You did yesterday too.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I rode this course or this route back in October to try and figure out if I could do 2 days in a row of it.
Okay.
And I figured out, no, I can't.
So you picked the better one of the two.
Yeah, I like Yachats.
Good. I like it because it's like an easier back to entry point. True.
I just like Yachats as a cool little town. So,
They have some cute little bakeries and coffee shops open this morning. One of those things where after a day of biking, you want to eat all of the things.
and you're allowed.
I have one in my car. That's my reward when I get back.
Everything was pretty dry until about 6.5 miles into it. Now everything's pretty wet. Give me a call. Even with the rain, or maybe because of the rain, it was still really pretty on that ride. About 11.5 miles from our start in Yachats, close to the top of the major climb, was the first of 2 aid stations. I was cold and wet, and I still had food in my pockets and water in my bottles, so I didn't stop to rest and refuel. I didn't stop at the second aid station either. Those were my second and third big mistakes. All right, well, that was the top of the big climb. It's pouring. I'm soaked. Had to rearrange some layers. Wish I wouldn't have dropped off my jacket. But once you're wet, you're wet. After the big climb, it was kind of up and down for the next couple of miles, and I was able to generate some body heat on the small climbs. But once the long descent down to Yachats River Road started, I was frozen. My hands were numb and I couldn't really feel the handlebars or the brakes. The mud spraying onto my glasses made it really tough to see. It was a cold, fast, and pretty sketchy downhill. I made it through the end of the time section, moving pretty well. But then the adrenaline of the race subsided, and my lack of nutrition hit me hard. I could barely turn the pedals for the last 4 miles. I hardly remember riding into Yachats and rolling up to the finish area. I was in sorry shape, cramping up badly, and so cold, probably hypothermic, that I was shaking so hard I could barely function.
How much camera time do you have on that thing?
I don't know. Okay. I've been sitting in my car for half an hour with the heat on. I just froze. I was just frozen. Hi, girls. They're warming up too. Okay. Well, I was shooting for 2.5 hours for the time section, and I think I came in at 2 hours and 28 minutes, so that's pretty close. I was hoping for 3 hours for the whole thing, but I just couldn't ride towards the end because I was just so cold. But I still think I came in like at 3:05 or something like that. I'm sure I'll check it later. Yeah, I don't know. I know I'm not in the top 3. I'm not in a podium place for my age group. I just can't go fast downhill. I could hold my own uphill and on the flats, but downhill people were just going past me. Maybe because my hands were numb and I couldn't feel the brakes. Maybe it's because I couldn't see because of all the water on my glasses. Or maybe I'm just old and slow. I don't know. But you know what? It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if you race or not. It doesn't matter if you ride on the road, in the mud, on your local bike path. It doesn't matter how or why or where. You know why? Because even with all this, life is still twice as good on 2 wheels. We'll see you next time. Okay, well, I did make my goal for the time section, but was a bit slow for the overall. That last 4 miles killed me. I ended up in 5th place in my age group out of 10 starters. Only 7 of us finished. A big shout out to Mike and Andy Ripley, their crew, and all the volunteers who put on the event. They did an awesome job, and I will be back next year.